Hi and welcome to Dragonfly Lifestyle. My name is Kim and today I'm here to take you through how to make a macrame pot hanger. So we're going to be making this one today. It's a really basic pot hanger with 3 different knots. Very simple to do. You could put a little glass vase in there, or you could use, say, a basket. Is really quite nice, or just as something different. If you've got a little round piece of wood, you could pop that in there and use it as a table, like a bedside table or next to your lounge, just for something different. So in your kit you will have received your knotting technique guide. Okay, so that one just has in it all the different knots that you'll need to create this particular pot hanger, and a few more. You won't be using all of those today. And then you'll also have in there your pot hanger instructions for this specific pot hanger. And finally, you'll have your rope. Now you'll notice there's a rope around the middle here holding it all together. Don't throw that away because we need to use that one as well. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so what we've got here is our little wooden ring. We're going to take your piece of cord that was wrapped around your other cords, and we're going to take 30 centimetres off the end of that and use that to tie our ring up to our clothing rack or whatever it is that you're going to use to do your work. Of course, if you have a little S hook, that will be perfect for you, but I'm obviously using a clothing rack, so I've tied that on there, and then I'm going to place my 6 cords at the halfway point over that ring, so that when you even them up, you've got all your ends all fairly even at the bottom there, so you know you've got the halfway point. And then I want you to make sure that they're nice and flat on the ring next to each other. Now we're going to take the rest of that cord that we had wrapped around our bunch at the beginning, we're going to cut that in half. We're going to use half of it at the beginning now in a gathering knot, and then we're going to use the other half to finish off our pot hanger. So we're going to take one half there. Now a gathering knot is where you create a small loop, okay? You want to keep part of that loop there sticking up. So we're going to have the bottom of the hook down the bottom of the loop, I should say, down the bottom there, and one bit sticking up. We're going to take the longer bit here and we're going to wrap that as close to the ring as we can around, catching in the other side. We're going to do that nice and tightly. Pop that around. We're going to go around as many times as you like, probably around about 7 or 8 times. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I've got 8 in there, which is nice. Now, you've got your loop still at the bottom there. We're going to thread this back up through that loop. Okay, leave that hanging. Then we're going to take this cord at the top that's still sticking out here. We're going to pull that, and you'll watch your cord disappear up into your ropes. Pull that up as far as it'll go. Give it a tug both ends. And then we're just going to chop off those little extra bits. Okay, and there you have it. That is your gathering knot. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make a sinnet of 4 square knots. But we're going to make them a little bit different. We're going to do them around all of the cords. So quite often a square knot is just done with 2 outer cords and 2 inner cords, but we're going to use all of these. We're going to take 2 cords from the side, probably more toward the back, okay? And we're going to do a square knot. So the first half square knot, we're going to take the cord at the left across the front, then we're going to pop the other cord on the right hand side over the top but around the back of that group and through the loop. And pull that up nice and tight. So that's a half square knot. Now we're going to go in the opposite direction. So the one from the right hand side, we're going to make a figure 4 across the front. We're going to take the left hand cord, so at the front of that, pass it behind all those and through the loop. Pull that through, nice and tight. And there you have your first square knot. So we're going to do 3 more of those. So what we want to do next is we're going to do 3 lots of spirals of 16 half square knots. So we are going to take 4 cords from the front. So we'll take those front 4 cords and we're going to do 16 half square knots, which just means the same side each time, and that will create a spiral. So you continue on with that, and once you've done that, 16 in the front, then I want you to take 4 cords to one side and do the same again, and then the last 4 cords and do the same again. So you'll end up with 3 separate spirals. It is best once you get to do the last 2 to actually go to the back of your work and work from the back rather than trying to twist it around to the front, because you'll find that your cords could end up all twisted. So best to keep moving around your work whilst you're working. So there you have it. You've got your 3 spirals of half square knots. What we're going to do now is take the front one. We're going to measure down 16 centimetres and we're going to do a sinnet of 5 square knots. So let's do a quick measure. 16 centimetres. And then just before we finish that off, I do a double check. So I've done a half square knot there. It's a little bit long, so we'll just take it up a little bit. And measure again. And that's pretty good. So then we can just measure each other one off that one. So we'll finish that square knot. That's 1. So we'll continue on with the next 4 more and then do 5 on each other side. I should have just mentioned too that when you're doing your square knots, remember you can count the bumps at the side if you lose track of how many you've done. And then with your half square knots, it's like a ladder. So count the rungs of the ladder to work out how many stitches you've done. Okay. And then you just want to pull them all down to make sure that they're all even. So hold them all together, make sure you finish them all at the same spot. If not, just give them a little adjust. Then we're going to take the front one, we're going to go down a further 10 centimetres, and then we're going to do a spiral of 15 half square knots. So at this point, we've had to get on the floor because we're getting right down to the bottom of our work. So we've got our 3 spirals of half square knots. What we're going to do now is create our basket. So we do that by using alternating square knots. So we'll take our front lot here. We're going to take the 2 from the right hand side of this section, and we're going to take the one next to it, being careful not to twist. We're going to take 2 on the left hand side of that. Now we're going to measure down 15 centimetres and create an alternating square knot here. So there you have an alternating square knot, which is just taking 2 cords from one side and 2 cords from the one next to it. Now we're going to work our way around and take the other 2 cords from this group and 2 cords from the next one, being careful not to twist. And then we're going to do another alternating square knot 15 centimetres below. And we're going to repeat this for the 3rd one as well. Once you've made sure that you've got all your alternating square knots even, we're going to finish off our entire pot hanger, but finish off our basket with a gathering knot. Another gathering knot, as we did back in the beginning. We're going to finish off that way with that spare piece of cord that we have here from earlier. So we're going to do this in the same way as we did last time. We're going to create a loop. Okay, I'm going to create that loop there. I'm going to gather all the cords together and hold that loop up against those last alternating square knots. Up nice and close, we're going to take the longer piece, making sure that we've got the shorter piece sticking up and left free, and we're going to wrap this around. Again, as many times as you like. I like to do about 7 or 8. Nice and tight, so it's going to hold our basket together and hold our pot in. And then we're going to pass it through the hole again, through that loop that we have left at the bottom. Right, like so. And then we're going to pull the top cord up, which makes the loop go up into our work. Pull it nice and tight. Pull on both ends to make sure you've got it knotted in there. It won't come undone, it's nice and firm. Give those a trim. And now really all you have left to do is to create your little tassel at the bottom. So I would take it back to the shortest one. You could make it shorter if you wanted to, but I'm just going to make it down to that shortest one there, because they'll all be different lengths at this stage. Give those a chop off. And you can either leave it like that. This cord's really great for just unravelling. You can unravel each one. And if you wanted to, you could even give them a comb, just to, it really fluffs them up nicely and makes them look quite cute. And then you will have your finished pot hanger. So there you have it. This is our beautiful macrame pot hanger. And I have been really enjoying my basket weaving at the moment. So I've just popped one of my little woven baskets in there. And as you can see, I gave my tail a brush. Look how beautifully that's come up. That's lovely. So just a brush or a comb through that will make it nice and fluffy. So there you have it. It's all finished. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed that and enjoy your macrame journey from here on in. Thanks for watching.